welcome to Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X is the latest release in the popular Mortal Kombat gaming franchise. Mortal Kombat X is the first Mortal Kombat game to come to the current generation of gaming consoles, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Although it looks and plays the best on the current gen of consoles, it is also released on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC and has a smaller version on Android and iOS handheld devices. Mortal Kombat X is the 18th installment of the franchise that began in the arcades in 1992. The arcade fighting game posed two players against each other in a battle to the death. The original Mortal Kombat, created by Ed Boon and John Tobias, would change the gaming industry forever. The whole idea was to use shock value to give them an edge. This was done by using blood splatter as players hit each other in game, and also introduced the fatality, a brutal finishing move used to humiliate your opponent. To fully appreciate Mortal Kombat X, we need to take a look at what the franchise has done for gaming. If it wasn't for Mortal Kombat, we wouldn't have a lot of the games we play today. This is due to the fact that Mortal Kombat was deemed to be way too violent and governments around the world pushed for its ban. This in part led to the creation of the ESRB, or Entertainment Software Rating Board, in 1994, and the Australian Classification Board in 1995. Further to this, in 2011, the latest iteration of Mortal Kombat 9, was refused classification in Australia, effectively banning it for sale. This was due to Australia not having an R18 classification for video games. This did not sit well with gamers, and the backlash from adult gamers was huge. After successfully lobbying, Australia was granted an R18 rating in early 2012, and Mortal Kombat was reclassified as R18 in February 2013. Primitive forms of motion capture using a real-life martial arts professional were used to model the first characters and give Mortal Kombat a form of realism not seen in other fighting games at the time. This latest installment, Mortal Kombat X, does something that the previous games have not done. It has made Mortal Kombat an amazing online experience. For a game that is in its essence an arcade fighter, the idea of it being an online community as well isn't really what the gamers see about it. NetherRealm Studio have done an amazing job in turning Mortal Kombat into one of the biggest and most accessible games online. This was done by creating faction wars. On booting up the game, you are asked to pick from one of 5 factions. Everything you do in Mortal Kombat X gives you points towards your chosen faction, which adds towards a weekly total and a faction war winner. Points are earned from playing the campaign, beating tower challenges and playing online. Beating other players from other factions gets you bonus points, as does completing faction challenges. At the end of each week, a faction wars winner will be announced and the competition will start again. Adding to this, it is now easier than ever to connect with a friend or stranger and battle to the death online. Trolling and griefing has also been reduced by there not being an in-game chat, and also with the introduction of the quitality. The quitality occurs when your opponent quits game before it is completed. Your opponent's head will explode and a loss will be marked against their name. I know it's hard to believe in this day and age, but it is also possible to play against an opponent sitting right next to you in the same room on the same TV. However, unfortunately, there is nothing that can be done about the trolling and griefing you will get from your opponent if you choose to play this way. Mortal Kombat X is a game that can be played and enjoyed by casual gamers and hardcore gamers alike. This is in part to the enormous amount of replayability available in the title. A new tower system that constantly changes foes and challenges is enough to give you hours of enjoyment past the main campaign and playing against friends. Mortal Kombat has always had a high level of gender equality in their games. Mortal Kombat X sees the return of female characters Mileena, Kitana and Sonya Blade. We also see the introduction of Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs and D'Vorah all making their debut in the franchise. The female characters of Mortal Kombat have never been damsels in distress, and although some clothing may have been seen as provocative, they have always been considered strong characters not to be taken lightly. Mortal Kombat X is a fantastic addition to the franchise. The updated graphics and brutality of X-ray moves and new fatalities will be very pleasing to long-term fans of the franchise and new players alike.